Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you some thrift store makeovers, some more of that French country look that I've been DIYing. So let's get started. I have picked up this tray as well as that pot for $2 at Value Village, and then I also got some of these books. Our liquor store carries books that you can buy, and all the money goes to charity. You just donate books, and then other people buy them, and they're usually $2. I picked up these for $1 each. So I will be working on the pot first, and the first thing that I'm doing is taking off this sticker. I had actually forgotten that I had the little tool to scrape it off, so I am just using my sanding block just to sand off some of that stickiness off and whatever paper was left there. And then I move on to spray painting it with Rust-Oleum chalked paint in white. I just thought this was a bit of a faster process just to paint it versus just to spray paint it versus painting it, because I was just giving it a very light coat, more as a base coat, because I was layering other paint on top of it. Once the paint had dried, I start with layering the other colors. I am starting with Annie Sloan Cocoa and just giving it a light brushing of this paint first. I would also like to mention that this video is part of a collaboration that is hosted by my dear friend Sandra over at the Schwoman's Nest, and she had invited several of very talented DIYers to join her in this thrift store makeover. So I will have Sandra's channel as well as the playlist linked in the description box for you to check out all the other videos once you are finished watching mine. So now that I had finished with cocoa, I move on to adding a bit of white, old white or original from Annie Sloan, and just like I said, all I'm doing is layering paint. Next, I wanted to give it a bit of a antique, even more antique look. So I am adding some paint on the bottom. I was going to go just with cocoa, but it wasn't dark enough. So I added a little bit of Athenian black to it just to darken it up. And I am just adding it to the bottom and then blending it in as much as I can, first with the brush, and then I moved on blending it with a rag a little bit, just so it looks like it almost like it worn out. The original paint had worn out, and now this is what came through. That's the look I was trying to achieve, and I kind of go the same way on top of it, the rim, and then there's a little bit of a border on top as well, and I add color to that and then just blend it in again. I just think this gives it that more of a rustic antique look. And then the last thing that I add is a little bit of a design. The inspiration pot that kind of got me inspired for this one had a crown on it, but I thought this looked just as good. And I love the way this turned out. It would look great in the kitchen with some utensils, or like I added some flowers, or even dried lavender would look fabulous in it. Next, I am moving on to this tray, and I will be layering paint on this one as well, but I really wanted some of this brown that was already on it to show through. So I am starting first with Annie Sloan white, and I'm dry brushing that on, a little bit heavier dry brush so it's not completely dry brush, but a lot of blending is what I did in with this paint. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Sonja and you're watching my DIY channel. I have several other channels which will be all linked in the description box if you want to check out. There's decorating, cooking, and some vlogs. So make sure you check those out if you are interested in any of those things. And don't forget to follow along on Instagram as well. On this channel, I do furniture upcycles, treasure makeovers, as well as Dollar Tree DIYs. So make sure you press the subscribe button and a notification bell because I would love to have you be part of my YouTube family. Once I was done blending in the white, or the original, it used to be called Old White and now it's called Original, I move on adding just a touch of country gray as well as a little tiny bit of cocoa. Once the paint had dried completely, I add a stencil. However, the stencil did not fit completely, so I thought I was going to use a smaller one, but I could not figure out the design I wanted, so I end up bending the other stencil to fit in and just using not the whole design, just the middle part. I use Athenian Black by Annie Sloan and a sponge brush from Dollar Tree to sponge the paint on. I think revealing the stencils is the best part, and I absolutely love the way that turned out. Once the paint had completely dry, I just take my sanding block and soften it up by sanding it a little bit. I absolutely love the way this turned out. You can use it as a tray or as a sign. I think either way would work great in your decor. Now I am moving on to the books, and I have this wrapping paper that I picked up at dollar store, and I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces that are big enough to wrap these books. Next thing I do, I take this paper and I crumple it as much as I possibly can, and then I take my ink. It is a distressing ink after I straighten the paper, and just rub it on just to give it that antique look. Now I wrap it up and I just use tape to secure the wrapping onto it. So here it is, and then I take this paper that I had in my cardstock and I cut out the lettering and just add it to the book, just to the top of it, the rim of the book. But I also do the same process where I crimple it and then just distress it with a little bit of ink. I do end up using hot glue to glue this on. I just thought because the cardstock was a little stiff, I thought that maybe using just a paper glue might not work. The hot glue did end up working. So I wrapped up all 3 books as well. I distressed the wrapping for 2 of them, and then the one I just left crimpled up, but I did not distress it. And I add this the writing paper or whatever that's called to all of them, but for the one of them I add a little bit of extra. I add a piece of white paper to it just as a border. Now that all 3 books are done, I just take some twine and tie them together. I love this look. I think it's going to look great on my mantle in my family room. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed these DIYs and this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend. It would help me out a lot. And don't forget to check out Sandra's channel as well as the playlist, which are linked in the description box. And after you're finished watching my video, and until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.